All over the world, hundreds of people mysteriously disappear every day. In today's world, thanks to the internet, social media, and modern cameras in everyone's pockets, many of these people are found healthy and unharmed. However, there was a time before the internet when it was much easier for someone to disappear, or even to make someone disappear without leaving a trace. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at some of the most interesting missing person cases. The disappearance of Vladimir Alexandrov. At the height of the Cold War, the world became concerned about a possible nuclear winter that could occur if the United States and the Soviet Union engaged in a war with weapons of mass destruction. A nuclear winter was a hypothesized severe global cooling that would occur after a nuclear war. Scientists believed that the detonation of nuclear weapons around the world would release so many carbon particles into the air that direct sunlight would be blocked from reaching the surface of the Earth, thus creating extreme cool temperatures that would decimate food crops and lead to a world famine. The nuclear winter theory was supported by the work of Soviet physicist Vladimir Alexandrov. On March 31, 1985, Alexandrov mysteriously vanished in Madrid, Spain, while attending a scientific conference in the country. After a full investigation, all that Spanish authorities could find were the scientist's passport, airline tickets, and other personal items. There were no clues as to whether Alexandrov had disappeared on his own terms or if he had been kidnapped. Other scientists who attended the conference in Spain initially did not report his disappearance. Some of these colleagues said Alexandrov seemed hesitant and nervous at times when he was being driven towards the Soviet embassy. This led them to believe that he had possibly defected to the West, so they did not want to raise an alarm to give him more time to run. These same colleagues thought they would hear from him when he reached safety. However, they never heard from Alexandrov again. In an attempt to explain his disappearance, Time magazine reported that some Western scientists believed that Alexandrov was on the verge of renouncing his theory of a nuclear winter and was therefore kidnapped by the Soviet Union. The nuclear winter scenario was accused of being propaganda created and supported by the Soviet government to give anti-war groups in the US more power to fight against the arms buildup in America. Some Western scientists believe that the KGB kidnapped Vladimir Alexandrov in order to silence him and protect the Soviet government's interests. On the other hand, in 1987, the head of the KGB turned heads when he accused the director of the CIA of ordering the kidnapping of Vladimir Alexandrov. It was well known that Alexandrov had done scientific work in the United States, and some people believe that the CIA discovered Alexandrov was a Soviet spy and kidnapped him while he was in Spain. Still, other theories suggest that he was a double agent working to spy for both the United States and the Soviet Union. It appears that a number of groups could have wanted Alexandrov captured or disappeared, and that he may have had good reasons for running. That being said, authorities never found any concrete evidence to support any of these theories, and to this day nobody truly knows what happened to Vladimir Alexandrov. The disappearance of Zahir Rehan. Zahir Rehan was one of the most famous writers, novelists, and filmmakers in Bangladesh before 1972. His most famous film piece was Stop Genocide, a 20-minute documentary that highlighted the murders and atrocities that the Pakistan Army was carrying out against the people of East Pakistan. This film, along with many others he made, showed his transformation from an artist to a freedom fighter. In 1971, he became an active fighter in the Liberation War of Bangladesh. His main weapon during this war were his documentary films, where he intended to show the world what his people were fighting for. Rehan's brother, Shahidullah Kaiser, was a writer and key freedom fighter in the Bangladesh Liberation War. Together, the brothers collected medicine, food, and other essential supplies and delivered them to different stronghold posts around the fighting areas. It was noted that other freedom fighters held the brothers in high regard for their heroic contributions during the war. After the war ended in 1971, the Pakistan Army formed an alliance with locals in Bangladesh to carry out the plan of killing the area's leading intellectuals. On this list of creatives was Zahir Rehan's brother, who on December 14, 1971, was captured by the Pakistan Army. After hearing of his brother's capture, Zahir Rehan embarked on the mission to find and liberate his brother. Even though he was known for being a fierce fighter, many of his revolutionary friends urged him not to go, believing that the Pakistan Army would be looking for him too. Blinded by the love for his brother, Rehan ignored all warnings and proceeded to lead a search party across Bangladesh. It is believed that Rehan followed the trail of his captured brother to the capital city of Dhaka. When entering the suburb of Mirpur, Rehan and his search party were ambushed by soldiers of the Pakistan Army who were hiding in surrounding buildings. Although there were many casualties in this ambush, Rehan's body was not amongst the dead. Therefore, it is possible that Rehan might have been a lucky escape and continued on with his search for his brother. The only thing known for sure is that neither brother was ever seen again. The disappearance of Jeremy Bright. On August 14, 1986, 14-year-old Jeremy Bright attended the Coos County Fair in Myrtle Point, Oregon, with his 10-year-old sister. At 2 p.m., Bright and his sister decided to split up to explore the fair on their own, with a plan to meet back together near the Ferris wheel at 5 p.m. Jeremy never showed. Jeremy Bright's stepfather and sister waited for his mother to arrive home the next day before contacting authorities. In his room, his mother found his wallet, watch, and key to their family apartment, but found no other clues as to where he could have gone. On August 15th, his mother filed a missing persons report with local police. Police opened an investigation suspecting foul play in the boy's disappearance. But a few days later, on August 23rd, they announced they no longer suspected foul play because of several reported sightings of the boy. Instead, they announced that Jeremy Bright was now thought to have run away with the travelling carnival. However, this was not the end of the case, as new and strange rumours of Bright's disappearance began to arise. One of these rumours came from people who said that Jeremy Bright was seen at a party where he ingested beer laced with an illegal drug that caused a fatal overdose. Some people believed this theory since it was known that 14-year-old Jeremy had a heart murmur, which could lead to a high possibility of overdose. But the question unanswered was, if Jeremy did die while at this party, where was his body? No one had an answer. Another rumour was submitted as an anonymous tip from a prison inmate. The inmate said that Bright was accidentally shot by a group of criminals while he was swimming with friends in a local swimming hole. The people responsible allegedly attempted to resuscitate Bright in a remote cabin, but his wound was too severe and the boy died while in the cabin. The inmate claimed that the boy was buried in a shallow grave around the cabin and provided authorities with the location. However, after searching the property, police found no sign of Jeremy Bright or his remains. On another occasion, police began searching every well in Myrtle Point after someone submitted an anonymous tip saying that Jeremy Bright's body could be found at the bottom of one of the wells. Again, police came up empty-handed with no sign of the 14-year-old boy. Investigators then received a tip that told them there was a young man named Jeremy Bright who was working for a circus company in Florida. Florida was known to be a state where many traveling carnivals moved to during the wintertime. This meant it was possible that Bright could have ended up in Florida if he had ran away with the traveling carnival, as authorities had initially speculated. When investigators made it down to Florida, they found Jeremy Bright. However, this was another Jeremy Bright, who was older and originally from Colorado. The last lead authorities had for Jeremy Bright's disappearance was Terry Lee Steinhoff, who had babysat Bright at one point. Steinhoff was charged with the murder of a 32-year-old woman who he had stabbed to death. Before he was charged, there were some reports of people seeing Jeremy Bright in the passenger seat of Steinhoff's truck. Nonetheless, Steinhoff never admitted to having anything to do with Jeremy Bright's disappearance. Unfortunately, all the leads police followed ran cold, and Jeremy Bright was never seen again. But what do you make of these missing persons cases? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.